Welcome to the after party. Welcome to the after party. Did you bring some snacks and treats?
Yes, it did.
I hope you got me something to eat.
Maybe.
Welcome to the after party. Coming to the after party.
Right now.
I've been waiting here all day to act like a fool this way. Welcome to the after party. Join us in the after party.
Right now.
Oh, chocolate and dabbing, maybe some microphone dabbing at the after party.
With DJ Eric Page.
Oh, the extra sound effects in the background there. All right.
Very, very weird. I don't know why you
I know. Yeah, I don't know where they came from. So just magically appear. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. The after party today. Joined by the. Are you saying you're the original L, or is this supposed to be?
I'm referencing the photo.
Okay, I just want to make sure because
Which, from memory or from investigation, looks like DJ Erickson.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah, the Swedish DJ.
Yeah. I haven't heard from Canada Graphs today. I don't even know if he's awake or not.
He put on, he wrote on Twitter.
Oh, did he? I didn't see.
No, he said he's on his way to 7-Eleven to yell again.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he is. And Lance is he may be here tonight. I don't know. Haven't heard from him. They were two people that I was kind of expecting to want to be on, and they're not around. But it's fine. We'll keep going. It's OG Day. It's just me and Paigey. I'm under the weather.
What that stands for?
What?
Original Gangster.
Oh,
yeah. Hey, there you go. I don't know if that's cultural appropriation or not, Eric.
Maybe.
But we'll wait and see.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm a little under the weather, so I do apologize. I have been not sick, unable to function sick, but gross, tissues.
It was disgusting before.
It was really bad. Really bad. So, but I was going to postpone, but then I was like, no, I'm not. So
I've seen that Sprite Cranberry is back in stores, Eric. So now you have no excuse.
Don't have it here. I have to order it from overseas. We don't have it here.
No, it's American. It's not available anywhere.
It's not American. In my area. It does not exist. I've looked for it. It does not exist.
It's just a non-Sprite Cranberry town.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. They actually changed the bottle. So this is not the Sprite bottles were originally green. They started doing them in clear. So
isn't it something to do with the recycling?
Oh, it might.
I think I read somewhere because I don't know if they're changing Australia. I think they're still green here, but I think it's something to do with the. No, I think the big bottles, they're 2 liters here. I think they're clear, but I think the smaller ones you go to just to the petrol station or whatever, they're still green. I think.
Shout out to Dino Dragon 55 becoming a Team Eric member. Thank you so much. Make sure you join in and all the fun stuff available for Team Eric members. There's also a watch along coming up probably on Monday. It's either going to be Monday or Tuesday, where we're going to be watching the Flashpoint Paradox, the animated feature. So,
actually, do you want a fun fact?
Yeah, what's a fun fact? At
McDonald's in Australia now, they don't sell normal Sprite. They only sell Sprite, no sugar.
Is there a reason why?
They sell normal Coke, normal Fanta, normal whatever other drinks there is, but they don't sell normal Sprite.
Right.
I have no idea why. It's only Sprite, no sugar.
Weird.
So I know what your American brain is thinking.
Well, I mean, we have Sprite Zero. There is a no sugar Sprite.
Well, we call it Sprite no sugar.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe because it tastes the exact same or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So this is also big news. Apparently, so I was telling Paigey a couple of days ago, I got an email from Fios that said that if by the end of this month they had not secured a deal with the CW, that channel number would be reassigned, meaning that it would go, another network could get that number. And I guess that scared Nexstar because they're like, well, numbers matter apparently. So they came to a deal with Fios, and now they're back. So yes, starting next week, I will be able to watch Stargirl as normal, which is I'm happy about it because after like almost 3 weeks, it's been kind of a nightmare. I did get to watch it today finally.
How are you watching it? Do you have to?
I have to do an incognito tab through a VPN.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's how I had to watch it because if I sign in through Verizon on my CW app on my Roku, it doesn't let me watch it. So
that's so silly that you have to do that.
Yeah, so I have to do incognito tab, VPN to watch a show that's available for free in my country.
And you have to do it after the fact as well. So you're late to the party.
So I have to VPN to like another state. It's really weird. But yeah, I got it to work. But yeah, it's annoying. It really is. Anyway, so we have a couple topics today. If I sneeze, I'll try and mute the microphone because I might feel a sneeze coming on at some point. People may want to screen capture that. I don't know.
Yeah, mid sneeze, that'd be hilarious.
So we're going to be talking about Stargirl. This week's episode was quite interesting. I want to talk a bit about the Black Adam box office numbers.
Yikes.
What else do we have? We have the stuff with James Gunn and Peter Safran that I want to touch on for a minute because I know some people want to talk about that. Some Green Lantern stuff.
Kanye West. Yeah.
No, we're not talking about that. No. We're not doing that. Anyway.
Not one man should have a lot.
Yeah. I guess we can start out with we talk about the Black Adam box office numbers and get that out of the way. So it started out really good. Like the weekend was very strong for Black Adam. And I knew that was going to happen. We talked about it being a very big front-loaded movie. We also talked about the fact that, having that cameo would help in the beginning, but wouldn't help for the long term. It wouldn't help the second week box office. And right now we're still in the weekend. Obviously, they're still going to make a little bit more money, but this is the most current numbers. And we know that it was a $200 million plus film. And you want to add on how much would you say they spent on advertising for this movie? Just ballpark, would you guess? It was a lot because they were all over the place.
The most for any recent DC movie, I think Justice League might be the most recent movie that got that much promotion. I remember there was a lot of promotion for Justice League.
Yeah,
and this compares to it. Nothing since Justice League compares to it since this. This might.
Would you say it's at the very least 100 million in advertising? At the least, would you say that was it, or more than that?
Well, I'm just trying to think, using certain social media things and how much you'd pay. It probably exceeds 100 million.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So let's go with the conservative number and say it's at least 100 million. So if you add that on to the 200 million ish numbers, that puts the movie at a $300 million film. And that's being very generous because I believe it probably cost more than 300 million for this movie, this with advertising. I would say 350 to 370 is more like what they put into it. Does that sound about right to you? 350, 370, somewhere around there?
Yeah, I don't know if you're able to, if they would have numbers for
it's really hard to find advertising numbers. They don't like to release that information, but we know for a fact that it's usually about 50% of what the film cost. So, I saw that.
This movie went above.
I saw that right here. I did see that. Did Shakira trying to release it should help a bit, but is Wakanda Forever going to be coming out at the same time in China? That's the question, because if it comes out at the same time, it's sharing a fan base. It's sharing moviegoers, because the movie theaters are going to select the movie that they think is going to make them the most money and give that movie the priority in theaters. And I think Wakanda Forever is probably going to get prioritized over Black Adam. I'm just saying. But I would say right now, if you look at this at 166 million worldwide on its second weekend, mid-weekend, it's slated to probably make another tonight to make another 20 or 30 million, I think, what they were saying. So that would put it at like 190 something. I would say this movie, realistically, this movie needs 400 million plus to be considered a financial success. That would be my guess. Would you say that's a good ballpark number, or would you say that I'm overshooting a bit?
Wait, what was the number again?
I said I think that this movie probably needs around 400 million. I'm rounding it up. 400 million to be considered like a financial success, right? I would say that's a good number. Or are you thinking maybe more than
a
that?
Financial success, I'd say, insinuates like a decent amount of profit.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be lucky at this point, because you got to remember, like, so you lose half the ticket sales to the actual theaters.
Yeah.
So all the money, you cut that down. So far, if you go there, they made 83 million. That's the actual amount of money they've made. And then you think
okay. So we're looking at more than, you're saying more than 400 million. Then it has to be.
Yeah, look on the game. Yeah, it'd probably be like 650 to break even.
I was being conservative with them and just thinking that maybe they look at that number and go, "Well, this looks good." But you're right. But it probably will be more than that. I was giving
you undershot it like a mofo.
What now?
You undershot it like a mofo.
Oh well, I was thinking like because it's a new IP, they might give it a little bit of like breathing room. But then this is David Zaslav.
They may have just called it like I don't know.
So I'm just gonna say this, guys. You know, I like Black Adam. I thought it was a good movie. But I said that it would be a miracle to see it reach more than like 600 million, and it looks like I'm probably right on that. I don't think it's gonna get close to 600 million, honestly.
Nope.
So, do we think? Speculating a little bit because I know Paigey hates these kinds of questions, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do we think this movie is going to be a financial success? Because I don't think so.
No.
It's not even on track to do as well as Shazam, right? I mean, Shazam did okay, right?
It might be on par with Shazam. Had like half the budget, if not less.
Let me see. Let's look at Shazam.
And no advertising. Like no advertising.
Yeah, let's see. Let's check this out. Let's see what Shazam ended up doing.
It's like mid 300s, like 350, 355 or something.
Yeah, 365 worldwide.
365.
Yeah, with hardly any advertising. Shazam didn't have a lot of advertising.
And so Black Adam needs another 200 million to meet Shazam. Off what was it just on the Box Office Mojo?
Yeah,
but it's not in the same ballpark. It's like comparing profit to, I don't know, McDonald's to a Michelin star restaurant or something.
Which this is why all of that hype that was going on with like all the stuff that The Rock was saying and all of the stuff that they were saying, you know, in terms of like sequels and this, that, and the other, I feel like that was premature because we did not know how this movie was. Like questions that they were asking them on the red carpet felt to me like you're jumping too far ahead, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's been really, really quiet this week.
The Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the whole thing's been a bit of a mess because it was like all the hierarchy of the DC thing is going to change, and it changed to a new era, and then it changed to it's for the fans. I'm like, I think anyone with half a brain knows that the for the fans thing is a load of dog shit.
Well, that's the thing. Night Dark, double its budget would be 600 because it cost roughly 200 to make 300 with advertising.
You double its budget, then you got to consider advertising.
Yeah.
So you got to add in the advertising.
So
and then you double it.
Yeah.
That's the break-even point.
There was a weird super chat up here from Flashverse. How much for you to kick?
I'll do it for free. No need to pay.
I know. It's international love. Yeah. Wait, who did that song? Was it Pitbull? I think it was
Pitbull with Chris Brown.
Yeah, international love. We'll have to listen to it over on Twitch. Over there, I was playing all kinds of copyrighted music, just so y'all know. I had a whole playlist of stuff that was All Star by Smash Mouth played. I know Paigey would have loved that one.
Yeah, that's my Shrek jam.
Yeah. So
body.
Oh, there we go. Wait, Thomas with the £2 super chat. Did you feel like the hierarchy of DC changed?
It would change, but not in Rock's favor. So he was hyping up someone else apparently that entire time.
I knew for a fact that this freaking mid-credit scene was going to artificially inflate the first weekend, and then it was going to do like, boo, what's that?
But
scene
didn't
about?
even inflate it, in my opinion, because I thought the box office was pretty mid because nothing really ever opens in October anyway. It's all horror stuff.
And it was up against nothing. There was nothing.
Yeah.
It wasn't going up against anything. Yeah, look, you guys know I enjoy the movie. The numbers don't look good right now. It looks.
I'm very curious to see if they released it X amount of weeks before, if not maybe like 2 months before.
Yeah, Quentin, that's exactly what I said, but everybody disagreed with me. I knew it would. And matter of fact,
the cameo.
The news that's going on right now, the next story we're going to talk about, proves that just all this was a facilitator for people to talk about Superman again. That's pretty much what it was.
Yep.
Well, it's an expensive dot point, an expensive news piece.
Speaking of that, Henry Cavill quit The Witcher, and now what is it? Liam Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth's brother, is going to take over in season 4, and Henry is just done. Now, I've seen a lot of speculation about why he quit. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, he did it so he can play Superman." But then there's people are saying, I've seen like insiders going, "No, he could have been Superman and still done The Witcher. It wasn't like an either or situation." Some of the other stuff was that Henry wasn't happy with the direction of the show. He wasn't happy with the where they were heading with it because he loves the books and the game so much that he just didn't like what they were doing. Any thoughts and opinions on this? Because I mean, it's a pretty big deal to walk away from a show that I think was pretty much guaranteed for him. Like they weren't going to get rid of him. So, any thoughts?
I mean, you could actually honestly go with either one of those reasonings, I guess. But I mean, even if he did leave for Superman, he still has another film to do, no matter how big or how small that spy thriller or whatever it's going to be with Isa Gonzalez, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how big that is, I mean, it still would take time away from him trying to jump right into the Superman role. I even saw some people saying, Zaslav and Warner Brothers Discovery and James Gunn are trying to fast track a Superman movie. But I mean, I have to say to that, James Gunn still has, he maybe get jumping in that seat on Tuesday, but he still has stuff he has to focus on.
He's got a Christmas special and a movie for Marvel that he's got to promote.
He has to look at that. And, Kevin Feige made sure to say that in a whole live streamed interview for, at the Black Panther Wakanda Forever premiere. So, he made sure to say that in the live stream. So, I'm like, I don't think they're fast tracking anything. I think Henry just made a strategical decision. This obviously he obviously just didn't decide that today. This was something that, I mean, I would think it was, talked about it could have been talked about for a while now. We don't know. I don't think you just decide to, I'm going to leave the show. And then all of a sudden, boom, Liam Hemsworth is cast the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This I feel like it's been going on for a while. What about you, Paige? Any speculation on what's going on with that?
Oh, it's probably just contract renewals, and maybe he doesn't like the way that season 3 is going on the show as a whole. Because I remember him saying that he was there for the duration, no matter how many seasons it went, because he loved the property so much.
Yeah.
So obviously that was a load of crap.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're actually butchering it or something like that, and he's not happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he found out where they're going in season 4, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not interested in that." So I don't know.
Or maybe season 4 focuses on another character in more way. His screen time isn't as great, and it's just cool. I can be doing this, that, and the other.
Yeah,
instead of this,
maybe.
And also, Netflix has those weird contracts as well, where you pretty much can't do anything while you're on that thing, which is why. It's a big issue with Netflix people when they sign onto it.
Super chat Dan with the $2 super chat. First time catching Eric live. Hey, Paigey. I guess, yeah, there we go. Thank you for the super chat.
Well, the super chat Dan is a very accurate name.
I was gonna say he super chatted. So
He's super chatting. I'm assuming his name is Dan. So
yeah, so there you go. It works. It all works.
I love accuracy. Hence my name in the picture.
Comic accuracy. Is that what you're saying? You're a fan of comic accuracy?
Don't try and bait me.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Victor, I'm assuming this is in regards to Black Adam with the 1-9 super chat and a Team Eric member. Thank you so much, Victor. You feel it should have kept its original release date. What was the original release date for Black Adam? Does anybody remember?
Wasn't that like a year? It was supposed to be released last year.
It was last year. It was end of last year. It was like this time last year.
Yeah.
So it was still in the fall, though, right? It wasn't a summer
movie. I think it was October, but last year or something.
I feel like Black Adam should have been a summer movie. Honestly, it feels like a summer movie to me. As I was watching it, I'm like, this feels like a popcorn flick that you would watch in the middle of the summer. And
I know what could have, pushed this movie over the top. The Rock was missing the one person that makes his movies just a comedy gold.
What's that?
Kevin Hart. Duh. Kevin Hart should have played one of the Kendakians just running around, just lost or something.
Okay.
Or he should have been one of the Intergang soldiers.
He could have been the kid.
He could have been Armand. Or he could have been one of the soldiers, that was just like the one that he stuck the grenade in his mouth.
Not somebody saying he should have been Hawkman. No way. Like
I wouldn't have been able to take. People already can't take Hawkman seriously. If you were, first of all, Hawkman is supposed to be imposing. Kevin Hart is like what, 4'6". His wings.
Would have been funny if they would have CGI'd him bigger to look like The Rock, like the same size as The Rock. That would have been Kevin Hart, supersized.
Kevin Hart should have been Teth Adams' original body.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh, they could have made it that Kevin Hart was The Rock was the slave to Kevin Hart at the beginning of the movie. And he said, "Who's bitch now?" That's what he could have said, and then that whole process.
And then he could have rock bottomed him. That would have been like do the rock bottom. That would have been.
Paige, that actually would have been hilarious. You need to pitch that. Draw it in animation.
Yeah. Can we do like? Well, Kevin Hart was in that superhero movie back in the day, like by the Scary Movie people. Yeah. So he did superhero movie 2, and they do that same with Kevin Hart.
Oh man!
And then they get, I know, like Keegan-Michael Key to play like the Rock.
Yeah.
He just looks like a lanky Rock. But
Darth Zen says Black Adam, I think, was the first time they used CGI to make someone look thinner. They didn't. It was in the first Captain America movie. They did it with.
They do it a lot.
Actually, I don't even think that was the first time.
Well, if you watch Central Intelligence, they make the Rock look incredibly fat in that movie. So
yeah.
Oh, they do.
Singing in the shower.
Yeah. Cody here with a $5 super chat and a Team Eric member says 2 things on top of being done with the Witcher.
Side note, Daniel Nicolette's in that movie. Plays Kevin Hart's wife.
What?
Yeah. Hey, you need to watch Central Intelligence. It's a dumb movie.
No, I've seen the movie. Like, I just didn't realize that was her in there. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm like, she's really hot.
Okay.
She's not annoying.
The writers held no regard for the games and the books, and he had to correct people on set. So he was being a gatekeeper. He was looking for comic accuracy. No, I did hear that was his thing. Like he really was passionate about the actual source material, and I guess he didn't like the way it was going. But that's speculation. We don't know for sure. So yeah. What were you gonna say?
So Gerald, how do you say his name? Gerald Rivera.
Are you talking about the guy from Hey Arnold or
Gerald? He's gonna be slimmer in season 4, huh?
Unless
slimmer and shorter.
Unless Liam bulks up. I mean, he might
do lifts. Isn't he shorter than him?
I don't know. I have no clue.
No, Liam Hemsworth is tall. All of them are. Chris Hemsworth tall as well. Probably the same height, like 6'3".
How tall are you, Paige? Are you like 6'4"?
I'm 6'1". I know you're 4'2".
Yeah.
Lance is 4'4".
I'm actually 5'10" and a half, sir.
Oh, the half. Slip that in. That'll make a difference.
So my question is, how many people are upset about this change in The Witcher? Because I know a lot of people really enjoyed.
I
Henry
don't watch
Cavill,
it, so I
so.
could not care.
It looks like
I'm
Gwendolyn's
really
already out. Gwendolyn's already out. Well, I won't be watching future seasons of The Witcher, so she's already out.
You have to wait to see him with his shirt off, sitting in a hot tub, like that one picture of Henry Cavill. You have to wait. It might change your mind.
Do you think they're going to release something like that with Liam, so people can be like decide if they're into it or not?
It's gonna be like this.
I don't know about that one.
The hierarchy of The Witcher is about to change.
Oh no. Oh no. The Hemsworth brother on Westworld is much shorter than Chris and Liam. I don't know which one that
It's
is.
another brother.
There's 3 of them, yeah.
Luke Hemsworth. Yeah, he's like the runt.
He's a runt of the litter. Is that what you're gonna say?
I guess if you're going to compare, it's one of the runt of the litter. Like, doesn't really match.
Omega says, well, in the books, Geralt was supposed to be rugged looking. Cavill was too pretty to be Geralt. I mean, I've heard that complaint too.
So you're saying Liam is ugly?
No, he looks more rugged. Like, has the beard and the different shape. Henry Cavill as Geralt always reminded me of like an elf from Lord of the Rings. When I looked at him, it looks like an elf.
There we go. All right, let's move on. We're going to talk quickly about the James Gunn, Peter Safran, DC Studios news. I've done a video on it. Paige's done a video on it. I don't know, Lance, you probably talked about it, but we've had a few.
You to watch that hurts.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched any. I just watched Stargirl today, right before the stream. I haven't watched anything.
Okay, I'll forgive you this one.
So yeah, but generally speaking, there's been a lot of drama about this, and people are. I've seen the Snyderverse exploding over this.
Nuts.
Which is a little weird because James Gunn is friends with Zack Snyder. So
I don't know if I'd say you wouldn't say friends. You'd say they're on decent terms, and I don't know if they ring each other. Go, what's doing?
It's enough that they have each other's phone number. I feel like that's pretty. To be able to reach out to someone directly is pretty good. But I would say, like, to be honest, if you look at like Dan Lin and some of the other people they were eyeing for this position, I think if there's any chance for Zack to ever work with DC again, I think James Gunn is probably the best bet to like be the facilitator for that, if that's going to happen.
I don't know. Would you? It's like being fired from your job and then going back and working entry level. Like,
well, no, I'm not saying. See, I'm a realist. I don't think Zack would come back to work for DC, and I get that. But what I'm saying though is that for people to act like because James Gunn is there, somehow that's preventing the Snyderverse from happening. If anything, James Gunn would be the only reason why he would come back and even.
I think. I think you got to be smart with it. I think it'd be almost like a silly decision. I don't see Peter Safran sitting there going, business wise and consistency wise, it makes sense to bring back Zack Snyder. Like, Zack's got his own thing going. He's got that deal at Netflix and everything like that. Like, it'd be weird if Zack came back. If even on his side, it'd be weird.
Well, it would be.
Unless he got like the biggest movie of the bunch. But I don't think they'd give them that because they've done that before and it didn't work. So why would they do it again?
Andy, there are Snyderverse fans and then there are Snyderverse fans, and you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Cultists.
So yes, I'm not talking about people that just are fans of Zack Snyder. I'm talking about the people who have associate
Worship
producer.
at his feet.
They have associate producer in their profiles on Twitter. That's the ones I'm talking about.
According to apparently a industry insider that frequents Paige's and DC TV's comment section, he said that because Zack Snyder did that video or whatever welcoming Henry back to the DC universe, and he said, I can't wait to work with you again, that was him confirming, hey Train, that was him confirming that he's directing Man of Steel 2. Also, Man of Steel 2 is the confirmed title for that film.
Well, I think that latter part, because they'd absolutely have to be brain dead to call it Man of Steel 2.
They would.
Look, it's like going, hey Eric, new Spider-Man movie coming out, Web Slinger. It's called Web Slinger. Screw the Spider-Man thing that people actually know and will get eyeballs.
They should just rebrand it as Superman. They should just rebrand it as Superman.
Well, I'd love it if they can't just call it Superman because 1978 exists.
Well, no, but they could. But the name Superman needs to be in the title.
Yeah, like Superman. Even if it's something as like Reborn or something like that. Something simple as that. Or like Man of Tomorrow would be interesting, but I think you have to work the right storyline to call it that. But yeah, just Superman, balls to the wall. I don't know, something like that.
Superman versus Superman. Tyler Hoechlin versus Henry Cavill. I would love to see that movie.
Well, according to The Rock, it's going to be Superman versus Black Adam. That's
yeah.
According to The Rock, that was before the box office numbers happened.
There we go.
Well, according to The Rock, they needed to establish Black Adam separately from Shazam. So, I mean, we all see how that turned out. It's.
Do we think? Okay, so this is probably my last Black Adam question before we move on. Do we think that this movie is going to be clowned like 2 months from now? Do we think people are going to go back and look at it and be like, "Y'all spent all that money on advertising with The Rock, and look what happened"? Do you think?
They're doing that now, so it wouldn't really change.
I don't know. I think it'd just be one of those movies that's just forgotten.
Oh, so you think it's forgettable then? You think it's just a forgettable movie?
Well, I don't know. I'm not saying the movie itself is like you walk out of the cinema and you just stop thinking about it, but I think it's just one of those movies that like once you have Black Panther come out and then you start moving into this, next year where you have Shazam and then Flash and everything, like you look at Black Adam and go, well, did it really do much?
Right.
And the answer is no.
So the whole thing with James Gunn, does this, because I made this point, I've been on so many podcasts this week, I don't remember which one I even said this on.
Flex?
But what is that?
Was that a flex?
It's exhaustion is what it is. But I believe that James Gunn, because a lot of people think that James Gunn is going to be directing, like he's in charge of DC Studios, so now he's going to be directing everything. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's going to be hiring the directors to come in to do their vision of whatever it is that he's letting them do. And I would be really surprised if he's able to pick up anything more than what he's already doing. Like he might do some Suicide Squad spinoff stuff. He's going to continue to do Peacemaker. He might even stay on. Like that might eventually be him being an executive producer or whatever. What in the world? Who uses that anymore?
Isn't that the ringtone from Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah, I think so.
It's the Nokia ringtone. Sorry, it's so loud. Freaking hell.
But
it's loud so I can hear it. But anyway,
but James Gunn is not. It's not like he's going to be down there directing everything. He's going to be like Kevin Feige. So he's going to be the person putting everything together, like making sure the story goes through and works on everything throughout the entire DCU. Because apparently now it's just the DCU, which is what it should have been from the beginning. But whatever. So are you guys worried about?
Don't clown my ringtone. I haven't I bought it all like
wow, you're getting dragged in the comments. Look at that.
I bought it like 10 years ago.
Look,
off the App Store.
1997 again.
Because I needed a loud, piercing ringtone that I could hear if it was in my pocket and I was on like a site or something like that. Yeah.
Wow, just so many comments about it. Like
Kirby Paint and Towel Plus.
Wow. They hate.
No, I'll rock it.
It's confirmed they hate your ringtone. They hate your ringtone.
Well, hopefully it rings again. Who was it that even rang? Oh, Satan. That's her. That's
okay. All right.
Oh God.
Organize that meeting later.
So before we move on, any thoughts on James Gunn? Are you worried about the movies all being funny and silly, or do you think he's going to just pick the people that are best for the projects? What do you think's going to happen with that? I'm not
really worried about it. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. It's interesting that him and Peter Safran are basically only in charge of the DC universe, like the interconnected films, and like Matt Reeves and Todd Phillips, they will still answer to.
I actually heard they were also in charge of the animation division as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like the animation and stuff. But as far as like the Elseworld films, like the Batman,
you mean like the Joker and all that stuff?
The Joker and all of that stuff. Those guys answer to what is that guy's name? I cannot think of his name. Right now.
DeLuca and Abney.
Yeah, they answer to them, but it's like they do like animation and everything. I've even you see my name. I already petitioned James Gunn to bring back Javicia. Did you see that Storm video?
I did see the Storm video.
Jesus Christ. She reshared my my Instagram post again.
Oh, did she?
I'm getting on her radar.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
oh, yeah. Pagey's jealous.
All right. Oh, just calling it out already.
Definitely not jealous. Okay. Definitely not. I can tell you that.
All right. Before we talk about Stargirl, one more quick topic, and then we're going to move into Stargirl, and that is the Green Lantern series getting completely changed over at HBO Max, which will no longer, by the time this comes out, it won't even be HBO Max anymore. Taking the focus away from like 4 characters and just putting it on Jon Stewart. So
5 characters.
Is it 5? Why is what is going on with my camera?
Oh, sorry, I kicked it.
There we go. Did you? Not surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, taking the focus away from that and focusing just on Jon Stewart, which I don't have a problem with Jon Stewart. I think he's a very specific type of Lantern. His personality is very different from everybody else's, which is fine. But a lot of people say that he works better in a group setting and not so much by himself. Would you agree with that or disagree with that?
Disagree?
I agree because his stuff has never sold. He's never been a big seller on his own. But when he's a part of the Justice League and stuff, those are like that group setting. Sorry, I got a notification. Didn't hear that.
So you believe? So
that's
you
my
believe
goal
Jon-
for next week. Make it
okay.
annoying sounds for each different type: a ring, a notification, and then a text message.
And make sure it's stuff that makes the chat get mad at you because that's the best.
I'll make like what does Johnny Bravo say?
Oh, I don't
Can
remember.
we get Johnny Bravo things? Like, what does he say? Like,
It's been a while.
It's like Elvis.
Oh, while people are accusing you of changing your ringtone after you just got dragged.
Wow. No. That's my notification thing. That's my notification thing.
Oh, Thomas said, "Is that Javicia Leslie calling Paigey?"
Maybe
better not be
getting stalked by this Lance dude. Oh yeah, it was her. Yeah, so save me. So cue Smallville theme song.
Hey, Paigey has Stephen Amell in his comment section. I can have Javicia. All right.
So, but Lance, you disagree with Paigey. You think that Jon Stewart's a pretty good, solid, like solo character?
Well, I'm saying I think that if given the the right scripts, I think that he can potentially carry his own show. I think that it would be interesting to explore a different live action take on Jon Stewart because we haven't seen a proper live action Jon Stewart yet.
And I can promise you guys it will not be the actor that did the scene in the driveway for Zack Snyder. I know everybody keeps pushing
him.
For that. Wayne Carr, I think is Wayne Carr.
No, I think it's In and Out Green Lantern.
Yeah.
It won't be David Ramsey because David Ramsey
don't get that reference. Okay, whatever. Just don't sit there, straight face.
David
whatever.
Ramsey is not Jon Stewart. He's John Diggle.
Was it his original name, Jon Stewart, before he changed it though?
No, his stepdad's name. Is
okay.
Right, they went crazy with that in that entire episode, but Diggle's name is John Diggle because his dad was a Diggle. The Diggles like to wiggle, I guess. All right. His name is John Diggle. They're not gonna do anything on Superman and Lois, or anything like that.
Yeah. Are the online
Actor
rumors
White.
About actor White being green? I don't understand the.
Who's actor White?
Walter White.
They got rid of the white actors that were going to be on the Green Lantern show are gone. The 2 of them, they were cast.
Well, that's my thing about it because I don't know why they're putting Jon Stewart on a Green Lantern show that apparently is going to have a minimized budget. Wouldn't you just make a movie then with him and then put Hal Jordan in it? Like, I love that idea that they had before where it was Lethal Weapon in space. I love that pitch and concept. And you can make it that Jon Stewart became before Hal Jordan. And they can make it because, Green Lantern came about in the 1970s. Make it that Jon Stewart was from the 1970s in the DCEU, in the movie stuff. And Hal Jordan's from the modern day. Or whichever way you want to do it. Maybe 80s, so you're not getting too old with Jon Stewart. But then Green Lantern aged differently, maybe. I don't know. And have Lethal Weapon in space. That sounds awesome. That sounds so fun. I don't know who the hell... You're fan casting probably like Idris Elba for like an older black actor that plays Green Lantern, maybe. Yeah, forced American accent. But I worry about it because of that budget stuff. If the budget stuff wasn't there, I'd be like, okay, I'm interested to see what it's like. But they say, it's going to have a lower budget now. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean by lower budget? Because if we're going to an average HBO Max thing, because it's not HBO, like where like you get that, like they'll give it to House of
The thing is,
Dragon and stuff
HBO
like that.
Max won't even be a thing by the time the show comes out. It's going to
Yeah,
either
it's
be
what it's
HBO
called.
or whatever the hybrid
Like
streaming service.
These
is gonna
nuts,
be.
whatever it's whatever the streaming service is called. Zazland, I don't know what it'll be called.
Yeah.
Daddy Zazzy. No,
Who knows what it'll be called?
I got the perfect name.
Doodle.
Discover Zaslav.
That sounds like a porno.
I know.
Eric loves it.
You can access it on the Orange and Black website.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
I was actually, that's the wrong song. What was that? Dun, 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 dun. That's Pink Floyd, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, I
oh, it's the Beatles come together.
Jon Stewart would work if he had another character playing off of him, because I think he would work better with like some sort of a person to bounce off with. Because the some of the best stuff that he did in the Justice League was when he was paired up with someone that had the completely different personality.
Well, you know why it could be good. You could get Love Triangle because you could do Hawk Girl, drama, Aldous Hodge.
I got it. Like, I have the perfect pitch for this show because it is Greg Berlanti. We know Greg Berlanti. All right. So, scene. They're in Detroit, right? They're in Detroit. So, John.
Can we pause a second? I will put the Crazy Frog ringtone if you want. I don't care what my ringtone is. My ringtone was a police siren for like 2 years. They went,
oh my
God. really loud. I'll make it as loud and annoying as possible.
Silent ringtone club. My phone just vibrates. It doesn't do anything else.
Okay. So
I want people to know when I have a phone call coming in.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to set the scene for you. So we're in Detroit, right? The actor is David Ramsey. All right. But on this earth, he is Jon Stewart. But there is a doppelganger that comes in that's John Diggle. They are both fighting for the affection of what's his wife's name?
Oprah.
No, they're both she's Harbinger. And she's white.
I prefer Oprah.
You're trying to think of Lila?
Yes.
Lila.
They're both fighting for the affection of Lila. They don't know why they look like each other because the multiverse hasn't been discovered yet, right? So they're both fighting for her. Jon Stewart gets the ring, but it accidentally chooses John Diggle because they think they're the same person. Boom, you have the show.
Oh, no, but then there's a subplot where they realize the ring is an NBA championship ring, and then there's flashbacks to him winning the NBA championship the previous year. And John Diggle hits a half-court three-shot to win the championship. And that's the finale. There's no Green Lantern stuff. It's actually a misdirect. And that's why the budget's so low. We figured it out.
But in the post-credit scene, Stephen Amell appears out of nowhere with the full green.
No, it's literally Space Jam 3. It's literally Space Jam 3. We've done it. We figured it. And
it's a Warner Brothers property. Why not?
Then at the end, Diggle goes, "My face feels weird," and he rips off his skin. Flash season,
and that song, "I Can't Feel My Face" by The Weeknd plays.
I can't feel. And then the Weeknd starts coming down from the roof with wires on, and it's LeBron.
Okay. All right.
It's LeBron, and he goes, "I'm too old for this shit."
All right,
and then
so this is my
Jam 4.
pitch for the show, right? So it's a Green Lantern 30. It's a half-hour comedy, right?
Oh,
with
Just
no
break the fourth wall.
With no special effects, right? The Green Lantern is just an allegory for other stuff, right? So it's like the Green Hornet. You remember the Green Hornet?
No, he has leprosy.
No, remember the Green Hornet movie where it was just them riding around in the car painted green and stuff like that? So that would be what the Green Lantern show is basically. And Jon Stewart is an Uber driver. So what he does is he's an Uber driver, but he's also a crime fighter. But he only fights crime at locations where his Uber passengers need to go. So
and they've tipped.
So if
he fights people that haven't tipped,
if there's a police call somewhere and it's not in the path of where his Uber passenger needs to go, then they just commit the crime. That's
too bad.
It's just yeah.
But he accidentally picks up Sinestro, but Sinestro is not pink.
No, Sinestro works for DoorDash. He works for DoorDash.
Oh, works for DoorDash. And he keeps giving Jon Stewart bad reviews. Like he's trying to one-star him.
No, it's not that. Sinestro keeps eating people's food out of the bag.
Oh. There we go.
This is a terrible show.
That would be a #1 banger on for sure. Victor here with the one-eye super chat. Would you like to see a Green Arrow and Green? Of course, like the comics. I think that would work great, but it only works because of the personalities of the two. So it has to be the Oliver Queen from the comics and Hal Jordan, because Hal Jordan, specifically that era of Hal Jordan, is the only way that would work. Because otherwise, it's just pandering at that point if you don't actually commit to doing it that way. Because it was a lot of like conservative versus liberal stuff between those two characters that actually worked in the stories. So did you, because I know
what you're saying is that you want Trump versus Biden in the movie.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what the comics were. It was very much like a conservative versus a liberal. I mean, that's really what...
So we want Eric versus Canada Grass. Is that what you're saying?
No. I just got the perfect guy to cast, and I got it from Ragu. Yeah. I'm about to.
Green Arrow was very, very, very like liberal in the comics. The OG Green Arrow.
Yeah, he was.
He's what some would call a social justice warrior.
I mean, basically, look, I would argue, and I've said this before: all superheroes are social justice warriors. All of them are.
Except for Black Adam. He's the new leader of the hierarchy of the DC universe.
Well, true, yeah. But no, all superheroes that are not anti-villains or anti-heroes or whatever you want to call them, they all fight to save people who are in need. So they're all social justice. Every superhero is a social justice warrior, whether they say they are or not. I mean, they just are. If you go save someone from getting mugged, you've essentially helped social justice at that point.
That is true.
What is this here?
Aldous Hodge's brother Edwin as John Stewart.
Oh,
Ragu just posted about that on Facebook, and I'm like, he's a great actor. I think he could pull it off.
Yeah,
he's the older brother too. So hey.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
He looks younger. I don't know about that.
Well, you know what they say: black don't crack.
Yeah. Yeah, even Peacemaker, any superhero that saves people in need is committing social justice. Period. I mean, that's literally what it is. You're saving people less fortunate than you and people that need help. So I guess is that a hot take? I don't feel like that's a hot take. Maybe it is. I don't know. All right, so let's move on. We're going to talk about this week's Stargirl. Let's go ahead and talk about that. This week was
Stargirl.
Was the second part of the Justice Inc. episode, and it did not disappoint. I thought it was a very strong episode of Stargirl.
Infinity Inc.
Infinity Inc. Yes, very strong episode of. I was thinking about social justice, but yeah. So Infinity Part 2, and yeah, I finally got to watch it today. Yeah, I was really mad. I was like rushing to see it before we started the stream because I was like, I hadn't watched it yet.
No CW yet.
It is now. Yesterday, I think last night is when I saw the update that they finally agreed. So next week, I will be able to watch it like normal. So that's good.
Well, praise Bebo. You know he made that happen.
I know. No, you know what happened is they sent out an email to you. Missed this earlier. They sent out an email to us saying that they were going to give the channel number to another network if an agreement wasn't reached by the end of October. And all of a sudden, CW was like, "Hey, we're back. We're back," because they didn't want to. Because once that channel number was gone, they couldn't get it back. So those agreements last for decades sometimes. So anyway, so in this episode, we followed up on the stuff with Jade and Obsidian, and we had to see more of Helix, which, by the way, there were some Easter eggs in the episode. The one that I really liked was the dog Easter egg, because I remember that character from the comics. What was it? Critter? I think it's Critter is the character's name. The dog.
Well, yeah, they're all Helix characters.
Yeah,
they're all part
yeah,
of
but in the comics, it was more of like an anamorphic character, if I remember correctly.
It's like a human that turns into a dog-like thing. Creature.
Yeah. So I thought that was fun. There's a couple other little Easter eggs of characters from Helix, but you know the thing was, in this episode they sort of quote unquote set up a Helix spinoff in this episode by saying, you know, having Mr. Bones say maybe we should create a team of our own. I thought, man, if the Arrowverse was still a thing, I could totally see them trying to pitch like a Helix Institute series. It would be very X-Men like, but
Yeah.
very Doom Patrol like.
The way we were.
But now I know that's not going to happen. We'll never get this Helix show. But when you heard him say that, were you thinking that maybe they had probably thought that they were going to maybe have a chance for a spinoff, or do you think it was just for fans?
No, I think that they thought that they might have a chance for a spinoff, because at the time they would have written this episode and shot it before all the shows were being put in front of a firing squad and executed. So
that's actually true.
So yeah, and when I heard that, I just sat back and said, "Well, damn."
I'll be honest though, I think a Helix show would be very similar to Doom Patrol. Honestly, right? Wouldn't it feel very similar to what Doom Patrol is?
Patrol-ish. Oh, what if? I just thought of a crazy idea. What if Justice U is on Earth too, and he's running Helix? He has to pick people from the Helix Institute to be in the to be undercover at the college.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like it'll never happen, but okay. Yeah.
And he's Alan Scott in disguise.
Right. I will say though, I think Mr. Bones VFX looked really good, Paigey. Like we talked about this before, they showed very little of it, but what we got in this episode was really strong, and I think it's because they had the money to spend on that effect because we didn't see him very much.
Yeah.
So, do you think we'll see much more of him this season, or do you think that was pretty much it?
I think it depends what that setup was with, about, oh, I'm going to take Connie's advice and not make them so isolated, blah, 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 and make a team of our own, blah, blah, blah. It matters if that was meant to be set up for another show for next season or them showing up at the end of this season. So I think that matters. But I thought it looked really good. It was consistent as well. And yeah.
They even gave him his cyanide touch, which I'm glad. I was wondering if they were going to even bring that up in the show.
Well, I think it would have been hard to do that. Well, who's he going to touch and kill? So they had him touch a plant, which I think was decent enough.
Yeah. What are you going to say, Lance?
I just love Keith David's voice. It's so perfect for that character. And I was going to say, I would hate for this to be all we see of him because, well, they got us all hyped for it at the end of last season, and then we only see him a full 2 times.
Yeah,
I would hate to just be it.
Whenever I hear his voice, all I think of is testicles. So it's
he sounds he sounds like Cameron. Cameron could do a perfect impersonation of Keith David.
Do you think of testicles when you think of Keith David, Eric?
I don't know.
I don't think of testicles at all because
mainly.
I'm a guy.
Why is it mainly testicles caught in a zipper?
Has that happened to you often?
Not me.
I haven't seen. Have you not seen There's Something About Mary?
Oh. Yeah. Okay, yes.
He plays the dad.
Yeah.
Oh, but Rob,
isn't he the one that pulls the zipper down, or is that the? No, that's the ambulance person. Don't worry. Yeah. I don't think he pops a nut. Don't worry.
Mr. Bones hasn't been a villain, right? We don't know. And also, unless he's lying, they had nothing to do with the cameras. Do you think they're telling the truth on that or not?
I think they're telling the truth, and I have a theory on that. We'll get to that once we get there. But seeing the way that the cloak looked, and we'll get to it.
Okay. We'll save that because that's the last scene in the episode. So we'll talk.
I know who it is. It's the guy that was on the cover of Fight Night or something. What the game was that? Fight Night. Was a Fight Night champion?
I thought it was Killmonger on there.
Oh, okay.
Which Fight Night game is it? Those old EA boxing games.
I have no idea.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's this dude. I can click open the picture. Oh, it was Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh.
Can I put this up on screen?
All right. Is this a big waste of time?
You know it.
There
go. There's the reveal.
It's just a dude in the hood. Okay.
Boys in the hood.
Hey, actually.
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Lance?
No, I was gonna say I just randomly typed in Paigey on Google and it took me to Urban Dictionary. These are hilarious, Paige. You should look them up sometime.
I've lost
So-
my thing.
So we also
I found
had the Shade and Pat stuck together, dealing with,
Bromance.
I guess,
My
dealing with
mind went there, too.
traumatic events in their life.
Yeah.
What did we think of that? Because a lot of people were saying that was kind of boring, fillerish, but I don't think so. I thought it was pretty good.
It worked, and seeing Pat's dad working on that model of a car just gave us a hint as to how old that man really is.
Yeah.
But his dad acted like Sylvester. Like he was.
I feel like everyone in Pat's life has treated him like shit. All of them. Like
I
every
felt
single
so
one of
bad
them.
for him, and it's like the Shadowlands makes it worse. But like, how bad does he have to be for him to be that bad in the Shadowlands?
But I do believe the Shadowlands, unless I'm misreading it, the way the Shade was like talking about it, it basically pulls those things from you. So it's how
Yeah.
you perceive those people to be. So
so kind
his
of like
dad-
how Nora thought Iris
It
was.
focuses. It
Kinda like
focuses on like the negatives in your like brain space, and it tries to like dial it up to 11 to sort
Right.
of mess with you.
So Pat thinks that Mike is gonna grow up to hate him.
yeah.
Well, it's probably a fear that he has that he probably in the back of his mind knows that he's probably neglecting Mike a bit.
Yeah.
Well, he should fix that. That's terrible. I could never neglect my children.
Well, there you have it. But Pat didn't harbor anything against his dad. No, he didn't, but he was thinking that his dad felt that way about him. It's a projection thing. So I do believe that it's what everybody projects on themselves. But also it's a TV show, so they're not going to get everything exactly right, I guess. I thought it was fine. The stuff with Jenny and her brother, what did we think of that? Did we enjoy that part of the episode? I thought the effects were really good.
Yeah.
Uh,
I like the obsidian look, and if the show progresses and he gets the suit, I'm in the camp of don't give him the comic book accurate suit. Let him run around out there in like the shadow form for a couple of episodes. I would love to see more of that.
I think that would be too expensive though, right? To do the shadow form.
I mean, like for like not every single episode, but like until he can like they can make him like a containment suit.
Mhm.
Like don't do the whole make it comic book accurate, but not like the Arrowverse's version of Obsidian.
Okay.
Just like do a more original take on it.
So my
Like
thing is,
maybe his shadow form, he can control it enough to make it a suit. If you get what I mean.
well, I was wondering, like, at a certain point, if they were to continue, like, do another season of Stargirl, or if they come back in the season, he'll probably be able to use his powers, but you'll never see him transform.
Yeah.
Like the Shade, it'll just be him using his powers, except for like maybe one or two scenes.
What if he just becomes the Shade too?
I mean, they're setting it up so that Shade is basically training him and his sister. So who knows what that's going to end up being, if it even amounts to anything at all.
How can the Shade train Jenny though?
I don't know. I
Like
have no idea.
I found that weird. I'm like, if anything, I think Pat or even Sylvester would be better suited to train Jenny.
Yeah.
Because those are like it's two different power sets, and they're trying to make them one and the same.
They didn't say that he was going to train Jenny though, did they? They said they was going to train.
Well, he
Todd.
even expressed that he isn't a mentor. He's like, I'm not a mentor, but they left together, so I'm assuming she's going to get some help from him. I would assume. Didn't the Shade used to fight Alan Scott? I'm assuming that they all fought against the JSA.
Yeah.
So, is what it is. What's up, Flash Freak? How are you doing? I think it's a good storyline. The question is, do you think we're going to see them again this season, or do you think that's it?
I'm not banking on it. Possibly in the finale they show up. If they do like another big finale battle, possibly they come back, but I'm not banking on it. I mean, when the guy was cast that's playing Todd, Was it a recurring guest role or was it just a special guest star?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't remember if it was or
It
not.
was recurring. It was just recurring. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But he was in 2
So
episodes, so they could say that's recurring.
Yeah.
yeah, more than one episode is considered recurring.
So I'm not
So,
I'm not holding my breath. I was just glad that we got to see a little Green Lantern action on the CW, and we got to see a different take on Obsidian, and it worked for me.
right.
It would have been cool if Courtney was just like, man, it's just something about you, like it's like Obsidian or something, something corny like that. Just gave him the name.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want from it?
Yeah, I could just see Breck just doing that.
It's like some
weird
sort of
smile.
Fantastic Four. I don't know. Like, um, but anyway, so that leads up to the end of the episode where they leave from the institute and all that, and then we get to see more of that room with the TVs and the monitors, and whoever this figure is. Now, I know Paigey believes it's from Fright Night or whatever the hell that was, but Lance, what is your
Fright
theory
Night.
on who it is? Fight Night, whatever it is.
So we know how Rick is going nuts with the whole, the hourglass. I gotta stretch, so I'm just gonna punch some random stuff. Like if he sees a grandma walking down the street, it wouldn't surprise me if he just shoves her. Like, yeah, I had to stretch. And seeing the little cloak that dude had over his head, and seeing how strong he is to just strangle people. What if it's his dad somehow? What if it's his dad somehow reborn? I mean, Sylvester was basically in a Superman Doomsday-esque type hibernation sleep. All of these people that we thought were dead, they might not actually be dead. What if our man's not really dead and he's just, what if he's not really his?
I was double checking, and Paige, I'd have to ask you because you know a lot more about the JSA. Is there any incarnation of the Hour Man where he played like a villain or he was brainwashed or anything like that? I don't remember anything like that.
I can't remember anything on the top of my head from that, but it'd be interesting because you got to remember how the whole incident with him when Grundy hit their car.
Yeah.
Like, what happened after that?
Right.
And all this stuff is happening in the ISA HQ, like base thing underneath Blue Valley.
Yeah.
And like the thing that it raises your eyebrows, and also it makes you raise your eyebrows so much more because Cindy was actively going back and forth between there and never had a run in with this person.
Right.
So does she know who it is, and that's why she's acting all weird because she's covering for it?
Or what if it's a Jekyll Hyde What if it's like a Jekyll and Hyde situation with Cindy, and she's turning into a gigantic monster, but she doesn't know it. She just knows like her body is changing.
But I know the hood makes it weird, and they're wearing gloves and stuff like that. It doesn't really fit in.
It might be. I mean, I'm in the. I started thinking it was Our Man. It would be cool to see Lou Ferrigno back. Lou Ferrigno Jr. I mean, it would be cool to see him back. Might be him, and maybe that's what snaps Rick out of this whole "I don't need the limiter" thing.
Maybe. I don't really have any theories right now. I'm still trying to, because I'm still processing the episode, so I really don't know. But that sounds reasonable.
I thought you told me it was Paigey in disguise the other day.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is Paigey. Amethyst with the 199 super chat, Team Eric member, just because. Thank you so much for being here, Amethyst. I always appreciate it. Good seeing you. Flash Freak is an enhanced Team Eric member, left a Team Eric member chat. Met a bunch of anime voice actors today, like my childhood, aka UG from UGO. Yeah, you were at a convention. I don't know what the name of the convention was, but I saw pictures online. I'm glad you had a good time. It looked like it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to get back to Dragon Con, hopefully next year, and maybe Comic Con if Paige can travel out of the country. But we'll have to
I'm gonna try to get tickets next week. The returning registration. I don't know though because I never received my refund. They still didn't figure that out.
I'm not afraid.
Anyway, in the chat, let me know, did you not enjoy this week's episode of Stargirl, and what would you rate it if you were giving it a numeric score? I would say it's a pretty high episode for me. The numbers aren't looking good, but we'll see what happens now that it's back with back in some of the markets. Also, I do believe that as we get closer and closer to the end of the season, it just feels weird. Like, I feel like this is the end of Stargirl. Like, it just feels like this is the end of the show.
Andy didn't make it any better with that tweet he put out that he had all the CW shows on with the alert button on it and a sad face.
Who?
Andy.
Oh.
He made me cry a little bit. I'm like, dang, they're canceling everything.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried. I'm going to go ahead and leave my feelings in the middle. The only reason why is because I don't want to get too sad about it, but I also don't want to build my hopes up for it either. So we'll see. All right. So it looks like we have a quiz down below, and there's no Canada graphs. So I guess it's going to be me and Lance doing the quiz.
2 L's.
Today.
Elvis
And,
L.
Here we go. Branding. Let's drop the little.
Oh God, I didn't study. Yes, Andy.
That would help.
So
I'm not a food.
All right, I'm going to switch over to private chat so that way I can't see the chat.
So should you, Lance?
Switch.
Ow, my elbow. Hold on. This is my current when I get a text. This is the noise. Hear that one? R2D2, man. R2D2.
So
anyway.
All right, let's knock this out.
I have my coin flip app.
All right, you call it, Lance. What do you want?
Heads.
That is one of the choices. It's flipped it. It is heads.
All right.
So you know the rules. You know the rules. What are you picking?
Let me get 2000s films for 100.
Oh, Eric is thinking. There is no phone a friend.
Oh, that's right. Also, I don't get extra time to think because I can't sit here and think about it.
What links Shaun of the Dead in 28 Days Later?
The actor. I don't know. I've never seen Shaun of the Dead.
Your answer is the actor?
Yep.
Eric?
I mean, zombies, right?
Zombies.
Never seen 28 Days Later.
You haven't seen Shaun of the Dead or 28 Days Later.
Isn't Shaun of the Dead the one with
It's the Edgar Wright movie, which is a play on Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, no, never seen it.
But better than Dawn of the Dead.
It is better than Dawn of the Dead.
All right.
Eric, you'll go.
Let's go. Let's stick with 2000 films. Let's do that.
Ooh. Which actor plays Frank and Who Wants to Go Streaking? Wait, which actor plays Frank and wants to go streaking? Who shouldn't be there? This is a bit of like a loose question, but not too hard at the same time.
See,
which actor plays Frank and wants to go streaking?
I don't know.
3.
Zac Efron? I have no idea.
Lance?
Jim Carrey? I don't know.
Will Ferrell.
What is that from?
What movie?
Old school.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in ages. Streaking. I think I've only ever seen it one time.
Oh, wake up. What's going on? Luke Wilson? Vince Vaughn? God. Lance, your guy.
I'm going to go Arrowverse for 100.
Ooh. Who taught Oliver to use a bow and arrow?
Crap, why can't I think of his name? Oh, God, I need...
3, 2.
I'm just going to say Shadow. I can't think of the guy's name.
Eric?
I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Is it Yao Fei?
That's it.
Is that it? Yao Fei? Yao Fei?
Yeah, that's it.
Yao Fei.
I could not think
Eric, you'll go.
Save my life.
Let's do 2,000 films for 300.
Which film involves a best kept village competition being taken all too seriously? Which film involves a best kept village competition being taken all too seriously?
Oh my god. The Island?
Lance?
Fight Club?
That's an interesting answer. Incredibly wrong, but interesting. Hot Fuzz.
Oh. I don't think I've ever seen Hot Fuzz.
Oh,
No, I think I have.
Lance.
No.
Lance.
Is that an L? Is that an L? Because I haven't seen Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is great.
2000s films for 400.
Which film that only has about 30% of its dialogue in English provides a darkly humorous and violent alternative version of World War II? Three, two,
World
one.
War II, I don't know.
Eric?
I'm going between two movies. One of them is Something Rabbit. It's either that or that can't be. Is it Inglorious Bastards? Is that the name of the movie? That one or the Rabbit? Rabbit.
Pick
Let's
one.
go with Inglorious Bastards. I don't know the title of the other one. So, I was right. I was thinking about that Taika Waititi, but that was a 2015 movie or 2016 movie. So
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit was it, right? That's it.
Yeah,
Was it
Jojo Rabbit.
Okay.
Lance, you'll go. Oh, no, Eric, you'll go.
Is it my go?
Yeah.
Is it
sorry.
Jojo Rabbit? Is that the right title?
Jojo Rabbit's
Okay,
yeah,
all right,
from
all
like
right.
a few years ago.
All right. I couldn't remember. All right. Let's do. Let's go ahead and close out 2000 films.
The Motion Picture Association would not accept the family surname for which film unless the filmmakers could find an actual person with that surname.
What? These questions are hard today.
Motion Picture Association would not accept the family surname for a film unless the filmmakers could find an actual person with that surname.
Think of a surname.
Right. I understand the question, but I'm like, how does that? Estevez? Is it Estevez?
No.
Like Emilio Estevez? Is it
Lance? Do you have an answer?
No.
The answer is not no. Meet the Parents. Greg Fokker. Because it sounds like effer.
Did they?
So they had to find an actual person with that surname to use it in the film. Because it said so, and because it so could keep the rating that it had. Otherwise, it'd be swearing too much and it'd move up.
It's not an actual swear word, though.
No, but it sounds like it. It's implying it.
But the whole point of it not being the actual word is so people wouldn't say the swear. I'm so confused by that one.
Me too. Paige, were you mad at me when you made this quiz?
No, but that's why it was for 500 points.
Yeah. Well, that one was
It was
weird.
meant to be hard.
All right.
Lance, you'll go.
90s films for 100.
90s films, 100.
Yes.
Who directed Jurassic Park?
Steven Spielberg.
Eric?
That's my answer too.
Well, you don't get the points, Lance.
I
does.
know.
Eric, you'll go.
Let's do 80s films for 100. Yeah, go ahead.
It wasn't. Well, his middle name was Gaylord, wasn't it? It was like.
Are we talking
like Peter? No, the Gaylord Fokker. Wasn't he?
Yeah, but where did that come from? Like,
someone wrote it in the comments. No, sorry, you don't have it on. Yeah, sorry, you have private chat on.
So.
Yeah, someone wrote. Yeah, it goes. His name was Gaylord Fokker. Yeah.
All right, let's do 80s films for 100.
What type of creatures can you mainly see in The Land Before Time?
Dinosaurs?
Lance?
Yeah, dinosaurs.
You're second guessing yourself, but the answer is dinosaurs. Lance, you'll go.
80s films for 200. I'm feeling spicy.
In which 1985 movie do you see 5 students in detention at Shermer High School?
The
Shermer,
Breakfast Club.
shawarma.
Eric?
Yeah, that's the right answer.
The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, Paigey. I watch films.
Well,
Uh,
not many 2000s films apparently. Because
let's do
Eric, you'll go.
380s films.
What does Marty have to do when he travels back in time in Back to the Future?
When he travels back in time.
Yeah, so when he gets back there, what does he have to do? What's the objective?
The first or the second time? Are we talking about the first, like which the Back to the Future?
Oh no,
movie?
no, Back to the Future Part 1, like the original Back to the Future.
So he has to. I mean, there's a lot of things he has to do. I don't know which one we're specifically talking about. He has to go to the clock tower to get back to the future, but he also has to deliver a message to, what's his name, the scientist guy, to tell him that he's going to get shot at the mall. That's a spoiler for the movie. So that's the two things that he has to do in the movie that I know of. So, right,
Lance?
Not make out with his mom.
Save Doc Brown or the clock tower. It's one of those two. I don't know which one.
Lance is actually closer to what the actual answer is. Make his parents fall in love.
Oh, well, that's a very vague question, though.
Well, no, that's the main objective. He's literally disappearing. If he doesn't do that, the other stuff doesn't happen. That's the proper answer.
Do I get the point?
I'll give you 50 points. I'll give you half a point.
Whee!
Doesn't really matter at all unless it's somehow you tie at the end.
I guess that would break a tie.
Lance, you'll go.
Arrowverse for 200. Please be Black Lightning. Please be
Arrowverse.
Black Lightning. Please.
What month did Barry and Iris get married?
December?
Eric?
I feel like that's the right answer, but also I don't know that it's chronologically the same. So
I mean, it was right before. Didn't he get like arrested before Christmas?
So because I think it's December, I'm going to pick another month, and I think it was the fall. So let's just go with November. I'm going to lock in November. Oh,
It was around there. It was around there.
I thought it was December. So
I just remember it was like right before Christmas.
Yeah. Also, the show doesn't actually take place when it's actually filmed, so we don't always know. So.
No, I mean it was right before Christmas in the show. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. All right.
Eric, you'll go.
80s films for 400. Let's see if I can get another complicated answer.
What is the name of the character portrayed by Al Pacino in Scarface?
If I get this wrong, it's going to be oh, he's just going stereotypical names.
What are you going like Luigi Pepperoni or something?
Yeah. Because I've never seen Scarface, so I'm going to say Giovanni. I don't know. I have no idea.
Lance?
Cacio e Pepe.
What?
No, neither of you have seen Scarface.
No.
Tony Montana.
I don't watch a lot of gangster movies.
Yeah, they scare me.
Say hello to my little friend.
I'll do
Lance, you'll go.
Arrowverse for 300.
Who sold Catco to Andrea Rojas?
This is when you need Ben. Wasn't it Cat Grant? No, it was. Dang it! I already gave my answer. Never mind.
You can change it. You didn't lock it in though.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2.
I'll just say Cat Grant.
Eric?
That's who I was going to say. So
that's what I was going.
Supergirl's a fleeting memory to me. I
was trying to remember who had it before the woman that we all hate, but it was
Eric. You'll go.
Let's go ahead and finish. I know it's going to be a complicated answer, but 500 for 80s films.
I don't know if it is. I can say. Ooh. Which 1986 movie takes place in a kingdom of goblins?
Labyrinth?
Lance?
Lord of the Rings?
I mean, I think you're off by about 20 years.
Yeah.
Can we get a David Bowie song, Eric, as I reveal the
We
answer?
cannot. We cannot.
Changes. Labyrinth.
I might actually dress up with him with the pants and all for like a stream, like for
And the
movie,
mullet?
yeah, the mullet and everything, the crystal.
Oh, I'd love to see the mullet.
I am getting ratioed. They're probably heating me in the comment section.
Lance. I know, but people just saying that Andrea was hot. That's about it. Okay.
Oh.
Lance, you'll go.
I mean, she was in that skin tight suit. Yeah.
I actually hate that I forgot that it was Lena, but I haven't watched that season back. So
I don't rewatch Supergirl. So.
Oh, okay.
Didn't you used to call her Lena?
No, I thought that was you, Paige.
No, that was I didn't review Supergirl. I don't think I ever said that name.
Arrowverse for
Consistently
400.
enough
Then why would you put a Supergirl question in here?
to mix it up. What fear did Martin Stein have?
Not having kids, the legacy, something.
What?
Eric?
I don't rewatch. I don't.
What was that? Was that even an answer?
I don't rewatch.
Sound like a non-answer.
His biggest fear. I don't know.
My answer is going to be bad too. It's I would say his biggest fear is probably not being there for his grandchild. That's what I would assume his biggest fear would be. But zombies. See,
zombies. When was that?
Second
thing?
zombie question in here.
When was
Second
that a
one.
thing? I thought it was.
I think it's the episode with zombies back in season 2.
There was an episode with zombies.
Or was it season 3? Yeah, I remember it was like wasn't it like the slave era? Didn't they go back to like the? Didn't they?
That
save
was
a bunch
that
of
was like
slaves?
season 3. I think that was season 3.
And Mick Rory was like buddies with like was it George Washington or something? Or was it Abraham Lincoln or something? Whoever it was, it someone.
So there's a single line in an episode in a random season where he's like afraid of zombies, which is probably the same.
Yeah,
As,
and that's why it was for 400.
Who
points.
isn't afraid of zombies? So I feel like that's not a unique thing.
I don't know. I'm sure there's someone who doesn't care.
I don't. Wow. All right. I don't remember that at all.
Well, now you do. Eric, you'll go.
Let's do Arrowverse for 500.
What game is Wally West really good at?
Game?
Oh,
Yeah, like video game.
I know what he's talking about. I just don't remember the game. It was when he was on the Wave Rider. I know that.
Oh my god. I feel like Pong?
Lance?
It was something with Zari. I don't know. I don't remember it. That's when I stopped paying attention to Legends. Pong.
Pong. Pac-Man.
I was close. It was an old game.
How would we remember that? Paige, you know what? I'm boycotting.
That's why it's for 500 points. It's not for 100 points, for 500 points.
I'm boycotting this quiz. All right. You put the shows that you know.
What's this?
We purposely didn't watch.
Lara E wrote in the comment section, "Hey Paigey, did you hear that Amazon is banning the selling of Dharma costumes?"
Oh my god. What
Well, my plans are ruined.
Well, here's the deal though. Like, how do you ban? It's just you can buy all those pieces of clothing and put them on yourself. So.
It might be like a specific like wig and cosplay set or something like that.
What is everybody dressing up as?
I see there's a super chat at the top of the screen.
I can read it out.
Yeah, read it out.
It's from Perfect Image.
Actually, let me jump over before we do the next question, and I'll pop it up on the screen. Perfect Image, 490 super chat. How do the panels feel about Fios cancels CW's Diggle Green Lantern? What's going on with? Wow. Okay. That's basically all the stuff we've already covered, with the exception of Titans. Fios is back, or CW's back on Fios, so there's really nothing to discuss there. Diggle Green Lantern is never going to happen.
Actually, an insider in Paige's thing said Diggle will suit up in season 3 of Superman and Lois with a purple cape. He's telling people this in your comment section, Paige. I am not lying.
Is it the Norton or something? Is it
John Norwood? Yeah.
Yeah.
Titan season 3 starts next week.
Season 4
Season
Four.
4. Yeah, season 4. Because I always forget season 1.
starts
Season 1
on
was so bad.
Thursday with part 1.
Are we gonna get another glowing review and then it just disappoints for the rest of the season, Eric?
I hope not, because I'm looking forward to this one. Stargirl's fine. I'm enjoying it this season, but I understand why people are bored with it. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. We'll talk more about Titans season 4 after next week. So HBO Max, go support it. All right, back to private chat.
Okay. It's your choice, Eric.
Is it? I thought I did the 500 for Arrowverse.
Oh yeah, you did, Lance. It's your go.
Right.
It's your go, Lance.
Can I get music for 100?
Who performs 99 Problems? Question mark.
50 Cent.
Eric.
Jay-Z.
He's right. Well, in my defense, I didn't grow up listening to rap. You know, I grew up in church. Okay, I was a church musician. All right, I couldn't listen to rap in my parents' house. Okay.
Let's do 90s films for 200.
Who portrayed Romeo in Romeo and Juliet from 1996?
Was it Leonardo DiCaprio?
Lance?
It was that
Lancha?
guy that was in Django.
Jamie Foxx?
No, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Jonah Hill? Oh.
Jonah Hill was in Django?
Yeah, he plays one of the Ku Klux Klan members. He's the guy's like, oh, can't see shit through these hoods.
Oh, that was
Yeah. All right, Lance's guy, I guess.
Music for 200. Hey,
Who performs Right Thur?
Chingy. I don't know.
That's right.
Can we get a performance there?
No, we cannot.
I'll tell you, I was watching the LA Clippers game last year once, and I was like, why are they playing Chingy? It's because Chingy was performing. It was so random. But anyway, Lance gets points. He was performing at an NBA game randomly.
Wow.
But anyway.
Let's do 90s films for
Eric.
300 then.
Which Hannibal Lecter sequel was released in 1991? Question mark.
91? I want to say it's like the Red something, but I think that was a more recent one. 91? Red Wolf, Red
Rover.
Red Dragon. Is it Red Dragon? Is that it?
Lance?
Red Dragon. I think it was Red Dragon.
Well, Red Dragon was, I think, early 2000s, so it's a Silence of the Lambs.
I knew that was wrong. That was what I was thinking of. Like, there's one that came out recently.
Is that?
I didn't realize that Silence of the Lamb was a sequel.
Yeah, it's a sequel.
So yes. Anyway, Red Dragon. That was like what 2011.
It was like 2006, 2001 or something. 2003, 2001.
So that
like
would have been in that
2000.
other category there that we've already finished. Then.
Yeah, if I wanted to include Red Dragon, it would be in there.
I was thinking Red Wolf.
Lance, you'll go.
Music for 300. I'm on a roll.
Music for 300. Who performs Hella Good? Question mark.
I don't even know what that song is. Can I get a rendition, maybe to jog my
It's produced by Pharrell.
Fergie. I don't know.
Close.
Close, yeah, that's somewhat close.
Oh, wait. Oh, can I didn't lock that in.
Okay, you can have one more go if you want.
The Black Eyed Peas.
No,
No, not
Andre 3000.
Wrong direction. It's No
Yeah.
Doubt.
Yeah.
With Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani. I thought like Fergie, Gwen Stefani did solo careers at the same
before we
time.
do the next one, let me click over for the super chat. Cody with a $5 super chat and a Team Eric member. Don't know how I feel about Avatar. Yeah, did y'all see that? The runtime 3 hours and 10 minutes on that.
Oh, you know what? They need to start bringing back intermissions because I think
I agree.
so many more people would be willing to go see a 3-hour movie if you had a break like an hour and a half, 2 hours in, and also the studios would be more open to doing it, so you wouldn't get all these cuts to it because it wouldn't ward off people doing it. It's just that I wouldn't want to be going to a full cinema premiere like on opening night and there being an intermission with like
I
100
also
people
want to
walking
point
out the
out
same
that,
door.
and Lance, you would know this better than we would. A 3-hour and 10-minute movie with kids
Yeah.
is rough.
You know, starting the movie with kids is rough. All right. 3-hour movie is
There's a
at
reason
least
why kids movies are like
10
short.
potty breaks.
There's a reason why kids movies are short. Their attention span doesn't go on for that long. So
Yeah. And try having 4 little girls who like to turn around and mess with people.
I saw this and my opinion stays the same about this. I don't give a shit about the egos of people that are making these movies because their comments mean absolutely nothing. James Cameron's comment means nothing. He's trashing properties of a company that he works for because his ego is too big. I don't care how he feels about comic book movies because he's not making them. He's making Fern Gully. He's making remakes of Fern Gully. So keep doing it. Like, it's fine. Do you guys care that anything these directors say about other movies? I see these clickbait articles all the time, and my opinion is I don't give a shit. That's typically how I feel about it. But
yeah, but oh yeah, well, I don't really care about the James Cameron stuff. But Joel with Cameron said Avengers Endgame was 3 hours long and no one complained. Really do that, but that had all that build up where people, it was like a payoff for something. But I'm talking about like a random movie coming out. Like,
I would argue that
whatever.
I think Avengers Endgame could have used an intermission.
It should have. It should have.
I mean,
I had to go to the. I had to go. I remember I went to the bathroom like maybe like 2 hours
multiple
in.
times. I probably went to the restroom about 2 or 3 times during those movies.
Yeah.
When I go and see live shows, like I went and saw something, I don't remember what it was, like a month ago, but it was like a local concert or whatever. They did an hour of concert and then they did a 15-minute intermission and then they finished it off with another hour. There's nothing wrong with that. Movies used to do it all the time, but now they want to make more money by packing people into the theaters with a quicker turnover. So they don't want to do the intermission because for every 15-minute intermission through a course of a day, you end up with like an hour and some change of time that they could have used to play another showing of a movie. So that's why they don't do it anymore. But I agree. I think that probably should have had an intermission as well. There was also a Team Eric member chat, I think.
Yeah, you answered that. I'll quickly back in 2 seconds.
All right. I saw some cranberry Sprite here in Cincinnati. Here in Virginia, I haven't seen it.
Never seen it.
I know it's been advertised. Have not seen it. So yeah. Flash Freak says, I've never been in a movie with an intermission because they stopped doing them.
Yeah. So while we wait for Paigey to come back, what's everybody dressing up as for Halloween?
Ooh, I'm doing Doctor Strange.
I'm getting I have a friend who is a makeup artist, so I am going to be a werewolf in my live stream. Yeah, I got everything that I need, and I am going to scare all of the poop out of my children.
I may actually join your live stream as Doctor Strange.
That works. I told everybody to who's gonna join is to join in their costumes. I think 3 Dubs is going as a Flash Freak and vice versa, though. You know, I think they're.
I see somebody's playing Dad Bod Thor. That was very popular at Dragon Con. I saw so many of those. Andy says he's dressing up as Tom Welling's husband. All right, there we go.
All right.
I mean, I don't know what that costume looks like, but we'll
just dress up like that, like they did in that one episode of Lucifer.
All right, we have a Team Eric member chat. Actually, we have 2 of them. Multi-Topic Talk says, how likely will we get Stargirl season 4? Season 3 is amazing. I don't think we're going to get a season 4, but I will be very happy if we do. I don't mean to be pessimistic, everybody. Trust me, I'm not happy saying that, but I just don't feel like we're getting it, but we'll see.
Just like I don't feel like we're getting a Superman and Lois season 4.
Laura says, could the runtime affect Avatar's? No, I don't think the runtime will, because when you have movies like Avatar 2, these big like event movies, I think that people are willing to wait to see it if they have to. They're not going to not go. If anything, they will try and just pick up more theaters, more screens in theaters. Because a lot of theaters you might go to, like I know the one close by my house has 8 screens. 2 of them are premium. The other ones are just regular screens. And for most of the Marvel movies, over half the theater is screening that thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's even more than that when Avatar 2 comes out, to be completely honest. So There we have. All right. Let me close this over here and go back to private chat over here. All right. Let's go. Lance was last, so it's me again now. So let's do. Huh? Yeah.
I said, yeah.
90s films for 400, so I can get another L.
The Shawshank Redemption is based on a novel by which author? Question mark.
I'm going to go with the one that I know, which is Stephen King.
Lance?
Probably wrong.
I'm going to agree and say Stefan King as well.
I think it's King. But is
King
that
the
the answer?
Conqueror?
I was right.
King.
Okay. There
We both get a point.
No, because I answered first.
You get a mental point. It's Lance's go.
I'm gonna do music for 400.
Who performs "I'll Tumble for You"? Question mark. It's in an Adam Sandler movie. Features some stairs. I might have parried it a few weeks ago with Canada Graphs.
That implies
a phone call.
I'm going to say Blink 122. I think. I don't know.
Oof.
Yeah. I wish that was a band, but
It's Boy George and the Culture Club. If you want to continue the band,
I was going to say you fixed it. You corrected your answer before I said anything.
I don't know if he was actually. Yeah, now it's Boy George and the Culture Club, but I guess back then it was just Culture Club.
Yeah. Blink 122. That's an interesting band that doesn't exist.
Wait, it's 182, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
I was close. I wasn't allowed to listen to it as a child. All right, now I got to go back and listen to all the music I missed.
All right, is it my go again?
My sister bought me that was a Take Off Your Pants and Jacket when I was like 9 years old or 8 years old, and that album has a song about like jerking off into a hot dog or something like that. It's and feeding it to someone. It's like
okay, yeah, I don't. Yeah. All right, so it's my go. Let's do 90s films for 500.
Who directed Jungle Fever?
That's an old movie, right?
Oh yeah, from the 90s, obviously.
Yeah. But I mean, like early 90s, I think. Is it Spike Lee?
I think it's 93.
I think it's Spike Lee.
Is that your answer?
Locking it in, yeah.
Lance?
I think it's also Spike Lee.
Interesting. Here's the answer.
I knew it. I used to watch all the early Spike Lee joints.
Has Samuel L. Jackson in it. Yeah. Eric's mate, Wesley.
Mm.
Can't remember who else is in it. Some woman that's recognizable. Fading from my brain.
There's a bunch of super chats, but we're almost done, so we'll get to those.
Yeah, Lance. So Lance, 500. Some form of redemption. Can you get to 4 digits? Can you break the 1,000 point mark? Or will you stay on the sub 1,000?
I'm gonna win one day. I've won before.
Okay. I don't think you've ever won. I think you've just the closest you've got is a tie.
Oh yeah.
I think it might have been a sympathy tie as well.
I think I beat Eric before.
I think you tied.
I don't know about that one. Very few people have beat me in quizzes. So
anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who performs Gay Bar?
I don't even remember this one. So good luck.
John Bowie. I don't know.
It's a punk band.
John Bowie.
I don't listen to punk music either. I don't know.
Is that your answer? You don't know?
Blink 182.
They'd probably make a song back then called Gay Bar, but they did not. Do you have the answer, Eric, or you?
I don't really remember. I know it's a number in it. I want to say Electric 8. Is that right? Electric 8?
Electric 6.
That was close. It doesn't matter. I mean, look at this. Like, I could have just not even tried. But yeah.
Yeah, this is oh great.
You know what?
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not ashamed.
I think we need like. Has anyone in the chat like never watched anything? Because you might be the best chance Lance has at winning.
Oh,
Like,
right, so look,
do we have any Amish people in the chat? Because
here's the deal. This week on Twitter, I'm going to post a poll. Okay. And I want to find someone that will come on the stream specifically at the end of the stream to battle Lance in one of these quizzes from Pagey. So if you want to take place in that battle, let me know on Twitter and I will put you in the poll and we will see who wins, who will face off against Lance in a battle.
Hey, you wanna know what matters in life? All that matters is I know what goes on in these, all right? Oh crap, they're falling. I know what goes on in those.
So let me know on Twitter if you want to battle Lance. We'll bring you on the stream just for the quiz and you can battle Lance in the quiz.
Eric, how do you know Pagey isn't paying me under the table in Australian doubloons to take all of these quizzes?
Doubloons.
But why would I want that? If anything, I'll be giving you the answer, so Eric takes more L's than you don't.
Mayada's disappointed in you, Lance. Wow. L. She gave you an L.
Mayada. You said Andy looks like the guy that plays Namor. You took the L already. All right.
Did she say that?
Yes, she said it on Twitter.
Oh, wow.
You took the L already. I didn't want to have to bring that up, but you took the L. All right.
Wow. I wonder how Andy feels about that. I don't
Techno Puerta. Or Kuko Khan, as they like to call him in the movie.
All right, so here we go. This is going to be the wrap up for the stream. Martin, with it looks like a lot of questions, so let's go through this. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Martin. As always, if you're looking for timestamps, Martin is the king of timestamps. So
how much does he charge? I need timestamps for mine.
Martin does it for love because I give a heart and pin the comment every time. If you ever want your comment pinned on Lance's videos, go do timestamps for his streams. He'll pin it for you. Says, you know, that you have to pin the timestamps. The first person with the timestamps. Martin here with the 1999 super chat. Unpopular opinion. So right out the gate. And Pagey, you can tell me what I'm about to say is an L or not. So there's permission that Pagey never needs to tell people when they're taking an L because he will do it anyway. I know a lot of people want to see a speedster war on the Flash. For me, I think it's a bad idea. Let me explain if they do a speedster war. So before we get to the next one, Pagey, is this an L already or no? Speedster war. Not wanting to see a speedster war.
I mean, you have to explain himself because I think out of the gate it comes off as an L, I guess.
All right. I wouldn't be surprised if a handful of episodes were to have little to no action. Case in point, Stargirl Season 2 and The Flash Season 7. Although I love Stargirl Season 2, but a complaint that I had was that there would be consecutive episodes. We're going to continue with this here. Where the action would just be absent. Same goes for The Flash Season 7. I would actually argue that the current season of Stargirl is a lot less action than Season 2. For The Flash Season 7, the force is most of the episodes of that arc had barely any action. But looking back retrospectively, the budget was being saved for the finales. And then I'm assuming we have another one. Yep, we do. Again, thank you for all these super chats, Martin. Stargirl Season 2 had a great finale with battling Eclipso, which it did. And there were a couple of episodes with some really good fight scenes. And you can see a lot of money went into that episode. I can't say the same for The Flash Season 7. But looking back, it makes sense why the Force arc was nothing but pep talks galore. It makes sense. Does it? No? Wait, was that the last one? Wait. Martin, is that the end? Oh, okay, I see. Never mind. I see where it is. Where you continue down here. Right. Here we go. But it's because they were saving money for the Godspeed arc, which included multiple Godspeed suits, special effects, and most importantly, to save money for that terrible lightsaber fight, the Godspeed arc. All right, so Speedster War. Basically what Martin is saying with all of your very generous super chats, thank you again, Martin, is that the budget would not make it as good as it could be because they aren't spending money on a lot of stuff throughout the season. They're saving it for like the finales. What do you think?
I personally I have to disagree. I mean, of course, budget does play a part, but what people have to remember, we were in the middle of a full-fledged pandemic where they couldn't even film 2-3 episodes in a row without having to shut down. They couldn't touch, so they had to make storylines as to where they didn't need to touch. Yes, it was dumb. Like, but safety first. Like, it didn't make sense in regards to, okay, this show is called The Flash. We want to see these heroes fighting, but I mean, it is what it is. We had to go through that. As we got closer to the end of The Flash, that's when some restrictions started to lift. And even then, anybody that was it still was limited touching, but I mean, you saw the improvement. I don't think it had anything to really do with budget like that, because some of the Godspeeds, fighting each other, that animation, I mean, it looked terrible at times. It wasn't as good as it could have been. So I mean, I disagree on the budget. Stargirl, as far as Stargirl is concerned, I just feel as if that's what the story called for, because Eclipso wasn't gonna be a real, at the end, if he wants to come up to you and kill you, oh, he'll put the paws on you. But he wasn't really a villain that needed to. He could get in your head.
Mm-hmm.
It was more of a psychological type, season. If anything, like you said, Eric, this season has had more non-actiony moments.
Mm-hmm. It's a mystery season. There's been the biggest fight I think we had was the one at the department store, the grocery store. This season, if I can remember right, is that the biggest one?
Yep,
that's the biggest one we
had.
had.
I think the episode we have this week, which I'm looking forward to, this is going to be the second. Episode 9 is going to be the biggest action set piece that we have had this entire season.
So, Paige, you Speedster War, do you think that's a good idea, bad idea? Do you agree with Martin here?
It depends what you mean by Speedster War, because I didn't expect there to be like a 5-episode storyline or any of that. Like, I'd expect if they did it, like, it'd just be in one episode where it's like a returning thing, like one Speedster's brought them all together or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be, which they'd easily be able to do in a budget.
So here's the deal. I want to see the whole Flash family come back, or at least the majority of the Flash family come together for a final battle, because I think that would be really good. But that would rely on some sort of quote-unquote Speedster War, because we'd have to have multiple villains probably. Having one Speedster face off against like 5 of them just isn't realistic. So, as stupid as people may think it would be, I actually would love to see like a team-up of like Reverse Flash, Zoom, Godspeed, all of these evil speedsters to face off against the Flash family. I think that would be fun. Does it make sense? Not really. Would it be kind of, catering to what the fans want? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to see that. Who wouldn't want to see Zoom and Reverse Flash fight against the Flash? I think that would be really cool. Whether we get it or not, I don't know. And I don't necessarily think budget would be a restriction on that. Maybe it would. Not sure. But, anyway, thank you so much for the question and the statements, Martin, again, for supporting the channel. It means a lot. Thank you so much. And we have another super chat here, $20 super chat from Multi-Topic Talk, who's also a Team Eric member. Thank you so much. I missed the Stargirl part of the stream. I will watch the playback for sure. Here's my theory. Dragon King is the guy that watched the cameras. He will offer Cindy to betray JSA to cure her. She will refuse to prove she has changed. Are we still on the boat that this is like a Dragon King watching them, or we moved on from that? Any thoughts on that, AG? I mean, could it be Dragon King? I guess it could be.
It could be. I mean, your most likely thing is that it's someone that's connected to or was a part of the ISA because of where the thing's located.
Yeah. So you're saying that it's just someone connected to the ISA. It doesn't necessarily have to be Dragon King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lance, do you think Dragon King still? Do you think that's a possibility or no?
I don't think it's Dragon King. I think unless we were just being completely misled that it was Cindy's scale that they had found. but it's too predictable if it was, especially if they're pushing it out this far after they already solved it. Andy is hilarious. He said,
I know. I saw that. I saw.
If they push it out this long, then all of a sudden, boom! It really was.
So a
Dragon
lot of people were saying that the mystery this season isn't very good, but I would argue the fact that we still don't know what's going on tells me they're doing a pretty good job of keeping this thing a secret, right? They're keeping us guessing with this. Would you say the season is being well written in that regard?
Yeah,
the mystery aspect of it.
I have no issue with it. I'm loving the mystery. I love how they thought. Well, how Courtney was just so convinced in her own annoying way that it was Mr. Bones and Helix watching them because she saw a camera in there just because he was watching her in Helix Institute. I love how she just thought that,
security camera, you must be the one watching. Yeah.
It just shows how naive and how quick she is to try to solve things because, well, that's her hero nature. But I'm looking forward to figuring out who it is. I mean, it would be hilarious if it was a ice monster being possessed by Cameron's grandparents, and they're actually the ones watching. It's going to be something we don't expect.
Okay,
it's Paige.
Of course it is. But anyway, that's it. That's where we're going to wrap everything up. But thank you guys so much for joining us for the after party. And my stream this week, the watch along, is either going to be Monday or Tuesday for any Team Eric members that want to chat. I believe what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to do it so everyone can watch along. But if you want to participate in the chat, you have to be a Team Eric member. And it's going to be the Flashpoint Paradox. So I'm looking forward to that.
Do it Tuesday.
The Tuesday? Okay. The Big L is definitely coming. If you've not been jumping on my Twitch streams, you've missed some very spicy and hot takes going on over there on Twitch. So make sure you hit me up on Twitch at twitch.tv/Eric's Reloaded and give me I think it's a follow over there because I can't do subscribers yet. So, but yeah, give me a follow over there. And right now we have Growly Bear hanging out in the chat over on Twitch, and got a couple viewers over there. But yeah, I've been doing random streams over on Twitch, so you definitely want to give me a follow over there in case you want to jump in and hear my opinion about stuff that I don't always get to talk about during the live streams over here. So pretty much it. Lance, are you going to be live on Monday? Are you doing a live stream?
Yes, I am.
You're actually doing a Halloween stream.
Yep.
Okay.
I missed too many days of the stream, so I'm gonna do it. It won't be for that long. It'll probably just be for an hour, but it's bound to be some news to drop between now and then. According to Andy, the entire CW might be canceled by Monday afternoon, so we'll have that to talk about. I mean, I don't know.
I think maybe your stream could be the big L for the CW.
Yeah.
So, and Paige, of course, dropping the extremely hard questions on the quiz today. Those were rough, the 500-point questions. Jeez. I don't know where you dug some of those up from, but...
Yeah, that was torture, Paige. I think Paige purposely wanted to embarrass me because I don't have on an outfit he can talk about.
Oh.
When he was quiet all of those times, he was coming up with convoluted questions.
Well, you look like? You look like that picture that all the articles are using for Kanye. Because he was just wearing a black hoodie in all of them.
Oh, wait.
Here we go.
I don't think Kanye wears glasses. They look like... Well, now you look like Carl Anthony Towns or something. I don't know.
Oh, no. There we go. All right, we're out of here. Thank you guys so much. And we will see everyone next time.